Hello, and welcome to Beyond the Illusion. This is Kunal, aka Chip. If you're listening from Australia, happy Monday. It's a bank holiday, public holiday for me as well, so haha. But if you're not, hopefully you're not sitting in front of Outlook, Teams, or a dashboard full of alerts. It's a lovely weather out there. Get some few minutes outside of the screen, spend time with yourself. I think you have earned it. And if you're listening from somewhere else in the world, hopefully you have at least a decent cup of coffee or at least a good start of the day. Now, if you have already read this week's intelligence brief about Hugging Face incident that I recently wrote, thank you. The article was about the evidence. And the purpose was to provide information on what happened, what we know, what we do not know. This is and that, meaning this particular podcast, it's not about that. This podcast, as you know, the style is to sit back, scratch our heads a little bit, and ask, what are we all missing? That's the purpose of today's podcast. So before we start, let me ask you something. Imagine tomorrow morning, it's Tuesday, Australia. You're back in office. You walk into reception. You tap your access card. The gate opens. Yay, great. You get into the lift. Yes, there might be another swipe required. Then you walk into your, if you're part of SOC and you have a different SOC operations room, another swipe. Now at the end of the day, you leave the building thinking, wow, so many swipes, this place is secure. Lots of doors, lots of locks, lots of security. Pretty impressive, of course, yes. And physical security, when they're doing the red team, they are scratching their heads as well. But here's the question. Was the building actually secure? Or did it simply have lots of locked doors? Now, for me, there is a difference. And that's exactly where my mind went when I was reading the Hugging Face incident. Let me explain. So we all know everything, everyone, and everything right now is about AI. And when this incident emerged, a lot of headlines says the AI escaped. AI hacked production. AI is becoming an attacker. And to be fair, it's pretty good. Headlines. But for me, I don't think it's a story. I think that's the first page of the news that you're reading. And the interesting bit starts after that, isn't it? Think about it. So, what happened? An autonomous AI agent taking part in authorized cyber capability evaluation escaped its evaluation environment, compromised an external execution sandbox, and then started moving through Hugging Face production infrastructure. It happened about 4.5 days. Over 4.5 days, that's what I mean. More than 17,000 attacker actions were recorded and reconstructed. Great work by the Hugging Face blog, by the way. But 17,000 guys and girls. Just saying, that number makes me honestly tired. Like, come on, it's a huge number. Unless it's a dollar value. But imagine walking over to one of your SOC analysts tomorrow morning and say, hey mate, can you just manually reconstruct 17,000 attacker actions before lunch? Or hey, we had an incident, give me a full timeline. They would probably start looking at Seek before you finish that sentence. Why am I here? So yes, the scale matters. And 17,000 is the scale, right? But the speed matters as well. But still, that's not what caught my attention. Remember our office building. We are still standing in reception. We have swiped through the front gate. Now we are in the lift. Nobody's asking why we were there anymore. Because previous door already trusted us. Correct. When you see in the lift, somebody walk by, you don't ask, okay, do you belong here? And that's how building works. And that's how a lot of modern infrastructure works too. Think about it. One trusted relationship quietly opens the next. Maybe in human life as well. Why do you invite your best friend? They bring somebody else. You have never met them, you have never seen them, but they still come into your house. Why? Because you trust that person, right? In the same way, application trust identities in this world, identities trust Kubernetes in this example. Kubernetes or whatever infrastructure or whatever tech you have trusts admin credentials. Admin credentials trust internal networks, and internal networks trust source control, isn't it? One door, then another, then another. Nobody notices because each individual door looks perfectly reasonable, isn't it? Until someone walks through all of them. And here's the interesting part. When I started reading the evidence, I kept looking for the big mistake. Like, okay, where did everything went wrong? Was there any obvious vulnerability? Was there any configuration issues that someone missed? Or were there any giant flashing red light that they didn't see? Now, I couldn't find it. Instead, I found something much more, let's say, uncomfortable. Few controls, or let's say quite a few controls, actually worked. Based on what I read, cloud policies denied several operations. Private link restrictions worked as well. CI protection worked. And also database protections limited access as well. Hey, Kunal, so Chip, what failed? Nothing big, nothing spectacular. And that's the comfortable bit. That's where I was uncomfortable with. Okay, if nothing failed, what happened? And that's where security was not losing one massive battle. That's what I realized. I think it was, or it is, quietly losing a series of very small assumptions. Right, and each assumption said exactly the same thing. Well, this thing already trusts that thing. And that's the assumption. Like, I'll give you back the example. You swipe, you wait in the lift, somebody else is coming in. You know they have swiped earlier. So it's an assumption. And here is another way to think about. Remember the example of house. Somebody brings in a friend. So imagine your house. You lock the front door every night. Great, of course. You have to do it, right? The garage connects to the laundry. Usually, this is what we have in AO, at least in Sydney. The laundry connects to the hallway. Yeah, you can walk in, walk out. The hallway connects to your home office if you have one. The home office has your, let's say, your laptop. Your laptop will have a password manager or login. Now, imagine someone gets into the garage suddenly. They found a way. At that time, the front door is the most interesting part of the house anymore. Correct? Because they're already in. Nothing magical happened. The trust did all the work. And that's why I don't think this is an AI story. I think this is a trust story. The AI simply walked the path that already existed. It did not invent new one. Let me ask you to do something. Not next month, not next quarter, or not tomorrow. If you're listening today, try and do it today. If you're off, okay, tomorrow is okay. When you are back at work, let's just say that. So walk over to your architect team or your cloud team, your SOC manager, right? And don't ask that how many critical vulnerabilities do we have? Aren't we asking or haven't we asked that questions for years? Instead, ask this. If one production workload or one production workstation or system was compromised today, where could it go next? Okay, stop thinking or stop talking. Seriously. And see what they have to respond. Because I reckon the first 5 seconds of silence will tell you more than the answer. Here is another question I would ask. Could your SOC actually investigate something like this in one incident? Think about it. Just look at it. Application telemetry, identity, cloud logs, Kubernetes again, or if you have something else, source control, networking. Would one team stitch all that together? Or would 6 different teams each investigate their own little piece of the elephant? Because for me, attackers or threat actors don't care about your organizational chart. Correct. It's only we do. And one thing I really appreciated in this incident was something that often gets overlooked. And that has came out. The report was honest about what it didn't know. I like it. Meaning there were some intelligence gaps. Like based on what I read, we do not know every credentials that may have been exposed. Or we do not know every governance decisions behind the evaluation environment itself. We do not know the complete repository exposure as well. And that's okay, right? What I realized is good intelligence, and not this is what I've been saying as well. Good intelligence is not about pretending to have every answer. It's about knowing exactly where the evidence stops. Right? So I would much rather hear someone say, hey, we don't know yet. It's totally fine. Than confidently explaining something nobody has actually proven. Right? Stay away from those kind of people, honestly. So what's everyone talking about? Of course, like if we come back to about this particular incident, AI escaped. Yeah, of course it did. But what is everyone missing? For me, trust escaped with it. Think about it. That's a very different conversation, isn't it? See, because replacing the AI with a skilled human operator doesn't suddenly make the architecture safe. Correct. Think about it. What AI did right now, it accelerated the journey. But the architecture made the journey possible. Correct. So here is another question I would leave you with. When you walk into your office tomorrow morning, right? Are you spending most of your time making the front door stronger or individual stronger, or asking how many doors quietly trust the one before them? Because I think that the leadership conversation this incident is really asking us to have. The second question, asking how many doors quietly trust the one before them. Not how to stop every compromise, but how to make sure one compromise never becomes an enterprise compromise. And that's the illusion. Until next time, don't just look at the attack, look beyond the illusion. Thank you.